Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Where are you?
I wanted to see what you would do. I wanted you
Hello.
to squirm. I wanted like 4 seconds of like, oh crap, I'm here eating alone.
Too bad. I'm not here eating alone. Blackie's here.
Blackie, what's Blackie eating?
He's eating a
Hope he's having some bakery.
coconut caramel delight.
Girl Scouts?
No.
Oh.
Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, even better.
How are you?
Fantastic.
What are you doing at home?
First sci-fi book club meeting tonight.
Oh my God.
That's right.
How many geeks are you expecting?
I don't know. We'll find out. If we get a room full, all you beautiful people should be scared, though.
What time do you start?
6:30.
I might come to it.
Did you read the book?
Which one?
Dune.
Dude.
Yeah, we should do that one. Dude. No, Dune.
Isn't that like 10,000 pages?
It's a big one.
Like what?
600.
Who wrote it?
Frank Herbert.
And worth reading?
I loved it. No, I read it when I was 14, and I didn't probably understand half of it. But the movie was coming out. I wanted to see the movie, and I thought I could go in and be a cool cat. Well, relatively speaking. And I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the movie, and when I was a kid, I really got into the book. But there's so much like political and palace intrigue and assassination and plots on top of plots on top of plots that I know I missed like half of it. So this has been a good read. I enjoyed the hell out of this particular reread.
Reread?
It's it's a great. It's just a great book. It actually is a great book. It's got its flaws. It's got its issues. And it was written in the 50s. You know that Dune was originally published. The guy couldn't find a publisher anywhere, so eventually, after mountains of rejection, Chilton put it out for him. Do you know Chilton?
Chilton, Wisconsin?
No, but
There's a Chilton, Wisconsin.
there is. Yes, the Chilton guides are actually automotive manual, like fix-it guides and stuff like that. They'd never published fiction before, let alone science fiction, let alone crazy science fiction.
What led them to do it?
I couldn't quite tell the impetus there of what.
You should find that out. You should find that out. You should find that out if you're going to have a real geek meeting, you got to geek out. And know that.
No, I've got like 5 pages of notes for tonight. I'm doing just fine. Well, the thing is, it's only an hour and 15-minute meeting.
Oh no!
At best, we'll get out. At best, we'll cram in the.
No one is going to get another word in.
I'll be good.
You don't let anybody talk at the author's octagon. You're so busy blowing hot air.
Well, if they would, besides Carla, everyone else is an oyster.
Are you kidding?
They're all so nervous.
No. That's not true. Who's the critic? The dude. He's not a critic.
I don't remember.
The guy who comments on everything. And he's drinking coffee and he shouldn't be.
A little high strung.
Yes. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I have no idea. I am utterly impartial.
I like him. I mean, he's all in.
Oh, he's a good guy. Yeah, I have a problem with him. Yeah, but he's edgy.
Yeah. Did he read anything?
No, he has yet to.
Okay.
I'll bring it out of him eventually. Don't worry.
No, I'm surprised he wasn't the first one volunteering.
Yeah, I think he comes from the Port Washington Library writers group, which actually I was a part of many years ago, and I'm sure it's much smaller then. But I think that group got a little controversial. So,
What they talk about Dune or something?
Nah, no, not that controversial. But they No, it just got really ugly and personal. I guess.
Is Dune a
But you
book
have
that doesn't translate well to the screen?
It just did though. I think it did the best. I would say no. Don't even try. I'm surprised that anyone has ever tried, because when you read it, no, it does not look like it would. It would translate good to an extremely long miniseries, maybe. But there's so much. If you were going to be true to the book, now the most recent movie, it's a surface blow, but they get it. I mean, they get the overall themes, and it's beautiful. My God, it's gorgeous. So there you go. You asked. Oh, you just want us to talk about everyone's devil.
Is that your favorite movie? Your favorite sci-fi movie?
No.
What's your favorite sci-fi movie?
Favorite sci-fi movie? Holy shit! 12 Monkeys.
Wow. Okay.
I love 12 Monkeys.
I don't doubt it. What's your favorite?
You asked.
Yes.
You know, if you keep asking scary questions, you're gonna get.
They're not scary. They're hilarious.
Okay.
What's your favorite sci-fi TV series? Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. Yeah.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is.
No.
Both of
Original
and new one. Yep.
No.
100%.
The original was unwatchable. I tried.
Well, you try lots of things that don't work out for you.
Of course. You gotta try. How do you know if you don't try? You know, when Arnold says you must try some things. How do you know unless you try?
That's why you didn't like Battlestar Galactica, the lack of Schwarzenegger. Who at that point was doing pumping iron, I think, was the only thing he had done.
Boy, I tell you though, that those things are costly. Is that why people don't do them now? I mean,
that's why the original Battlestar Galactica, which actually was very popular in the ratings, ABC was like, and ABC only did that because we need a Star Wars. We hear it's big,
right.
So they went all in. Speaking of all in on Battlestar Galactica, and in '78 it was $1 million an episode, which was cost a little more than one life to live or Guiding Light, or The Price is Right. And they pulled the plug after a season, and fans went berserk. I know I did. But I was only 8.
I was going to say it was short-lived, right?
One season, and then a silly little retread called Galactica 1980 that didn't quite work. But
they didn't have Dirk Benedict.
No, they did not. They actually had Kent McCord.
Of course, he was on. And they had Lauren Green.
Yeah. It was basically Wagon Train in Space. So
Richard Hatch.
You got the right guy. Yeah, Hatch was good. He was good. I mean, he just, kind of brought that. Basically, Dirk Benedict and Richard Hatch were kind of the Ponch and John of the galaxy, of the stars.
Ponch and John of the galaxy.
Of the galaxy, yes. But the new one.
Whoa. There's a nightmare. Some terrible series layered over another terrible series. The Ponch and John of the galaxy.
You strike me as a Chips man, though. You loved it when it was on.
I never liked it. Otherwise. I never made it through even one episode of
Come on, all the car accidents where they were folding over each other, and oh my god.
Man, oh man, I'd say, where's the dialogue? What's the plot? There's no character development. Yeah. I've had it.
my poly.
So I went back to Jethro Bodine. I protest you, Uncle Jed. I protest.
Well, if you weren't watching Chips and you weren't watching nothing, what the hell were you watching in the 70s?
I was studying. I was reading.
Okay, all right. You know what's great is the Jack Henke you play on television is not the real one.
Porn.
Porn. Hey, video stores weren't quite getting a toehold in the 70s.
That's when magazines were big.
Yes, they were. Your friend up the street, you're like, dude, I got a fed house. My dad's shop. You watched all the kids in the neighborhood.
Hey, you ever hear this magazine called Oi?
Yeah, that's a Jewish. That's a Jewish.
Oh, why?
No, that's Swedish. Just go why. Just go why. Yeah. That's our moan of ecstasy.
Oh.
Oy.
Oy. That sounded like Krusty the Clown.
So
when he's doing the smoking patches. Russ Meyer says, from the Ponch and John of the Morning Podcast.
There we go.
Doesn't take Russ long to pile on.
I love it. Every show should have a fan like Russ.
Yeah, one.
Hey, we get one. I always feel like we're doing a good thing.
You know what today is?
What's today?
Today is Dry Hump Day.
Oh, yes. Oi!
Where's the best place to get rid of your dry hump with some ashwagandha?
Where indeed?
Wash it down with
yeah.
something from the Java House. What's your favorite drink from the Java House, Bulldog?
Favorite from the Java House. Well, just give me the Italian from Italy.
I'm surprised it took you that long to get there.
Yeah, no, I was going through the Rolodex, and I think, actually, no, that's not true, because I've been on this Cafe Olé thing recently.
Yeah, be shitting me.
No, shitting myself. You have too many of those.
For real?
I love it. I'm new to it. It's a new thing.
Russ has got it right. That's the most popular, the best, the best drink at the Java House.
Pink eye. Yes. I guess I'll speak with I'll controversially. I don't like anything slogged. Don't slog me. Don't slog me, man.
Russ says, "Slog the dog."
Don't slog me, bro. So, so don't tase me, bro. I
got a pink eye going right here. Julia was so happy to see me.
Well, I'm sure. Yes. All the oxygen left the room.
They keep having to have new trainees after I keep ordering pink eyes. I don't get it.
Are you running people out of that place with your damn pink eye? Oh, boy. Spreading like wildfire.
Yes, sir. It's contagious.
Well, yes. What else you got over there?
Backpacks. Mr. Bob need backpacks. They are tomorrow is drop-off night from 5 to 7 at Mr. Bob's on Dakota Drive in Grafton, and Mr. Bob's is it's an outreach organization serving the homeless community in Milwaukee and the surrounding communities. 5 to 7 tomorrow night at the Nonprofit Center. You can also donate. You can find out what's on the list of items that are wanted, because they need more than backpacks.
Anything that you might need, I got inside for you. Backpack, yeah!
If you put it to song, people will remember. And anyone who had kids through the 2000s know that song very well.
Oh, man. Yeah, sure.
Were your kids a Dora the Explorer fan?
That was too late for them. They were older. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
No,
you know what were those they had 4 little girls who were the
Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
Yeah, but they weren't educational.
So
I think someone who studied all through the 70s should be a little more interested in the education of their children.
And
all right, Professor, move along.
The banana splits. La 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 la.
Can you name one?
1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4.
Single, Droopy, Drooper, big one.
Drooper.
Yeah, Drooper.
It sounds like the actors union. SAG.
Sounds like
SAG and Droopers and SAG. Mellapalooza was a big hit, and so was the golf outing. Mel is going to come on. He has agreed to come on at some point in the near future to kind of give us a wrap on what happened, what all happened, what all took place. Did AJ get kicked out of both events? We don't know.
We gotta find out. Pictures.
We gotta find out. Today is the day of all food days.
Oh yeah, them's big words.
I use big words.
You talk pretty.
Yes. It's National Hot Dog Day.
Oh shit. We're just having a conversation at work about hot dogs.
Were you?
We were.
What was it about?
We had determined that nobody should ever eat them ever, which Ben would appreciate. But I was actually pulling the weight of the hot dogs, and I said, "Yeah, but I kind of like them."
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "No."
You can't get the tasteless ones, but you get a good hot dog. It's damn good. And every once in a while, you got to do it, even if you're gonna take a year off your life. Did you know that there's a great place? Do you go anywhere to get hot dogs? Do you buy hot dogs out in any restaurant or fast food place?
As a kid, I did, but you sort of, when you go out, you're like, okay, no, I'd eat no tube steak.
Do you order hot dogs out anywhere but besides the ballpark?
No, definitely.
You know
not.
where's
Even at the ballpark, I'll get a brat or an Italian. I won't do a hot dog. So,
well, there's a guy. I think he's called Veteran Hot Dogs. When you go to Summer Sounds, they have all the food trucks.
Yeah,
and then way off the side, up near the driveway of the American Legion.
Yeah,
there's a guy selling hot dogs there.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
And they are so only cash. Don't try and get a card there. It ain't no cashless society up at the Legion Hall. So good, really good.
That's
really
interesting. I suppose he's going to get the softball crowd across the street and the incoming Summer Sounds crowd. So that's pretty smart.
Yep, hardball on Fridays. On Fridays.
Oh, is that really? I know that.
Yep. Oh no, softball on Fridays.
It's gotta be softball,
Sundays. Yeah, because I was.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Mercs. Yeah, the Mercs would not.
So you don't. How many hot dogs did you have last year? Do you think?
You know what? I would actually keep it at around 10. I had 10 hot dogs last year.
The average. So someone out there is eating a lot more. The average number of hot dogs consumed per person each year in America. Any guess?
Average American? Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 25. More? Are we up to 50? More? Oh shit. It's all over America. No wonder we're faltering as a country. Thomas Jefferson would be horrified.
Jefferson is so overrated. I'm tired of him. 70. Ooh. 20 billion. 20 billion.
If they're all Nathans or Hebrew National, we're fine.
20 billion. The number of hot dogs consumed by Americans in a year.
Now, I would bet a place like Schweiz, would probably have like really good, like gourmet type hot dog, and you're probably doing well there, I would think.
Yeah.
Right?
You know who has really good hot dogs that I grill them and people go crazy for them? Are the Using Yours beef, the big 4 pound one. Those
are
suckers
good, but I don't have a grill, and I don't think you can make those.
You don't have a grill?
I have a grill. Stop the presses. No, I'm not a griller. I love going to people's homes who have grills. So what time's dinner, Jack?
You don't even have a little Smoky Joe?
Nothing. I had one once, and I don't get that special thrill. I don't get my thrills from my grills.
We got more to talk about. We got to bring AJ on. He keeps advertising to watch the show from 8:15 to 8:30.
Well, this is our way of kind of muscling in. This is the only lifeline we have here with that crowd.
Let him in. He's a hot dog maniac.
Here is the AJ Bocchini Show. I need a little mini theme for him too. Ba-da-ba. Here we go. It's AJ.
I'm just a hot dog, Jack.
You are a hot dog.
He hit his 70. He did his 70.
Hey, just put Talent Scout underneath it now because
that's right.
I got a lot of updates for you guys coming.
Okay, bring it.
AJ's out there bringing in future guests. I love it.
Should I start with the future guests and then go into sports?
Well, since you teased it, you better.
Don't bury the lead, man.
So August 4th, we got Sean Kreider, the coach at Homestead. Sometime in August, I have Joe Wolf. He'll be on as well. Who used to play in the NBA.
Okay.
From Kohler, used to play in the NBA.
Okay.
Sometime in August as well, before the end of the season, I talked to Trevor Cho, the manager of the Canucks. He'll be on as well. Their season ends August 12th, so I'm getting his email right now to get him the information. And yeah, there we go. And then
you are a closer.
Just
And
3.
And then
Hey, Jay, I have to warn you. Jack is one of the rarefied people who are never satisfied.
there's one more.
What makes me great.
There's one more. I ran into Sam Decker at the like I said, at the art show.
Yeah.
And he wants to be on before he heads back to London. So
We'll have him on after he gets to London. I don't care. Just stay up late or get up early.
Yeah. He goes back to London August 6th. So hopefully.
Well, that's awesome.
So hopefully we can get him on at some point. But
okay.
Yeah,
well, just at this point, I would say just throw dates out, and we'll bump our usual batch of ham bones.
All right. I don't want to do that.
Oh no! You're bringing elites, talents.
AJ, you're going to start a bidding where you're going to have a regular guest bid to keep their regular slot.
Oh, I like that. That is the ultimate in fundraising.
I like that idea.
I like that idea.
No, but it's good. It's good. So we had a little bit of a rough day in sports yesterday. A little bit of a rough.
Yeah, Brewers came close, but they couldn't quite turn it.
Well, the problem with the Brewers is that if they're not challenged on the field by obviously a premium team, they dog it. No offense, Blackie.
Phillies were in the World Series last year, dude.
Yeah, they were in the World Series last year.
Yeah, but not the Reds.
yeah, they're not the Reds. That's for sure. But 4-3, and then the Chinooks took one on the chin yesterday, 8-0.
Ooh!
At home.
It sounds like they brought everything to the field except their bats.
Yep, 8-0 at home. So.
The only good side to that is we're fans drowning their sorrows in brownie pot smoke.
Oh yeah,
ice cream.
For sure.
Extra busy yesterday.
Oh yeah,
this place is awesome. This game is great.
Before I left, we had a line that was pretty far back. So
nice, cool. You ever run out of a certain flavor and have to be like, well, sorry.
Oh yeah, we do all the time.
Well, that sucks.
All the time.
You have a riot on your hands.
Brownie pot smoke is
well, it sells itself, AJ.
It does. It really does.
Well, we should make it a mission to have Cedar Crest eventually redub that. We could do it.
No, it's not. But it's not Cedar Crest, guys.
Oh, who is it?
It's Dean's.
Oh, that's a bigger corporation.
Oh, what are you doing?
They might be harder to lobby, but I say we work on them.
Did they bump Cedar Crest out of there?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow, AJ, just like, were you there for those meetings?
No, I was not.
Bummer. I'd love to have been a fly in that corporate room.
They should have a taste tester position before they bump anything.
Oh, we don't care about that. We want show me the money.
they play hardball, the Chinooks do.
Wow. Okay.
Eric Snodgrass, who's the GM, that was his decision. So.
Oh, throwing him under the train.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, nice.
I'm going to get his email and get it on the screen before that.
No. Eric is a good guy. I don't want to say it's rare that you get multiple seasons with the Chinooks, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
To get multiple seasons. I know I did. I was talking to one of my friends who used to work for I think he works for Molson now. And he texted me the other day and he goes, I was an intern for the Chinooks. I'm like, why do I feel like I know a lot of interns for the Chinooks? It's a very popular, very prestigious position to get.
It's a good place to start.
Good place to start for sure.
Absolutely.
Do
they wreck them? Like when the season's over, they just like, oh.
Oh, it's true. They're long. You put your time in.
Long days for sure.
Yeah.
If you're an intern for the Chinooks, you're there every game. And luckily, I'm not an intern because I'm not there.
No, you outrank them. You're the ice cream man.
I'm the ice cream man, but
I am the ice cream man.
It's a Black Sabbath song, right?
Yeah.
I am the ice cream man.
No, but it's good. I work tonight again, and then
nice.
I'm off Friday, Saturday. And then we have the big show on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, Russ is asking about KB. He knows your have your parents petitioned to change your initials from AJ to KB? Do you know?
No. AJ AJ is very sentimental in my house. No, they have not petitioned.
Ugh, come on.
No, it's very very prestigious name in my house. So.
All right. Well, then why do you get it? You keep it
Well-
for prestigious people.
Oh, it's for my grandpa and my other grandpa, so it's all good.
Okay. That's good enough for me. All right. So, Brewers play today again.
Tonight.
Who's pitching tonight? Do you know?
I do not.
Okay.
I'll look
No
it up.
biggie.
I'll look it up. And then
I,
keep in mind, tomorrow's game is early. It's breakfast with the Brewers tomorrow.
breakfast with the Brewers.
11:35.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. They're out east. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to? So the Bleacher Report had their halfway point
Power rankings.
power rankings.
Uh-huh.
This was yesterday. Brewers, they had at 14, up from 15. They're
14, eh? 14,
Yep.
eh? That's a little underrated. No, I'm
You
kidding.
think?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Their X factor, they say, is Willie Adames. And here's why. It's no secret the Brewers lineup needs reinforcing by the trade deadline, but they also need a few hitters to hit their stride.
Oh,
Adames has a 213, 294, 416 triple slash, the worst of his career. He offers powers, 16 homers, but little else with the bat right now.
that is
It's
pretty bad.
It's a below-average hitter batting third or cleanup for a team fighting for first place. But Adames did seem to find something early in July, batting .308 with 4 homers and 9 extra base hits in 9 games before the break. So maybe he's ready to break out.
Maybe.
Do you think he will break out of a slump, AJ?
I guarantee you this. If he does, he's not going to be with the Brewers next year.
That wasn't the question. Do you think he
I-
will? You're
I
a
do.
slippery dude. You should run for office. You never answer a question directly.
No, I think you will. I think you will.
Okay. That's good news for the Brewers. And I'll take your word on it. We'll remember this.
I think
This is
you will.
good. Is this the week, AJ, does the British Open start this week?
Yes, sir.
So it starts Thursday, right?
Yes, sir. And
Do you want to talk about that
Yes, I do. I do.
later?
No, we can talk about
Okay.
it now.
All right.
That's fine.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Well,
Any thoughts?
well, everyone's favorite PGA golfer won the Scottish last week, so I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win the British season.
Okay, you think he's gonna win the British?
Yeah. I think
Who do you think? I'm sorry, say that again. Who do you think's gonna win the? Oh, and hasn't it been? I was surprised. It's been like nine.
years.
Yeah.
But he won the Scottish this week, so maybe he's hot. Maybe he's hot.
Okay. All right. And you like him anyway, so you'd be good with that.
I'm good with it. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. I saw AJ NBA minor note, but somebody else signed Joe Ingles. How do you say it?
Ingles.
Ingles.
Orlando.
Orlando. I'm pretty happy about that. He's not on our team
$22 million.
for 1 year.
2 years.
Two. Wow. Why Bruce Brown? He played for Denver.
Uh-huh.
They won the championship.
Uh-huh.
He signed a big free agent deal with who did he sign with?
The
Do you know?
Pacers.
The Pacers. Is he that good? Is he good? AJ, I don't know anything about him.
I think he's valuable, but I don't think he's like great of an all-around player.
And then,
I think he's more of a piece, if that makes sense.
yep. But it seems to me that the team like Pacers needs more than a piece.
They do.
What
Although don't forget they have Tyrese Halliburton coming back off injury this year.
Okay.
Halliburton is from Oshkosh. He's really good. He's really good. He got an extension this offseason. He's really good. So I'm excited for him.
Okay. That's cool. Did you see oh shoot. Darn it! I was getting something about the NBA, but I lost it.
Yep.
Do you see the Browns' new white helmets? Have you seen those?
Wait, the Browns white helmets?
Yeah.
Isn't
They're-
that kind of what's the word? An oxymoron?
Yeah, the Browns have white helmets. They have for an alternative. They have white helmets with stripes on them, just on along the top.
What, they look like the Bengals or what?
No, they're white. I mean, they almost look like Penn State.
Do you have an
But I have an image, but Bulldog's hogging it. Well, let's see if he can bring it on when he comes back. And I saw an interesting thing too here. The Bleacher Report had over and under win production, over and under, and then they win projections for every team in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
So name a team.
Let me guess. Packers at 8.5.
Hang on, I believe they are NFC North. Green Bay Packers. Their over under was 7.5, and Bleacher Report picks them over with 8 projected wins. And
8-9 now.
Here's what they say. There's little reason to be fired up about the unproven Jordan Love, who isn't exactly supported by a throng of all pros. This is a middle-of-the-pack team at best, and the floor is quite low with Love. That's pretty tough.
That's pretty brutal.
Do you think that's accurate?
No. The offense is average age 24. The oldest players, Aaron Jones at 28. No.
Okay. Well, I hope you're right. Do you have a prediction? Or too early? We'll talk about it later.
No, I have one.
What?
10-7.
10-7. Will that be playoff worthy?
5th.
Say what?
5th.
5th. So that you think they'll be in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. So in our division, I still keep wanting to call it the Central. The North, the team with the highest total projected wins is 10. That's Detroit. They have Minnesota and Packers at 8, and the Bears at 6.
Well, of course, Detroit gets the highest win total because they gamble the most. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
They had a good year. They ended the year on a high note. Yeah, I get it.
They did.
They have for the. I know who you want to know next, and that is the Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah. Their over under is 9.5. Do you predict over or under with them?
I'm gonna say under, just because of the division they play in. Not because I underestimate anyone's talent, but just because of the division they play in.
They have here.
Well, let me think. They'll get 2 from New England, and each one of the division games they'll get 1. So, yeah. So that would make sense.
You think they're going to take 2 from New England?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
I just think Aaron is better than Mac. That's why.
Well, of course. New York Jets, they're over under 9.5. They have them at 8 projected wins. And their reasoning is sorry, but I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers after his numbers absolutely plummeted in 2022. Why should we expect that to change as he approaches his 40th birthday? In terms of defense adjusted value over average at Football Outsiders, whatever that is, the Jets were slightly better than their 7-10 record last year. With Rodgers, but in a tough division, I'll bump that up to 8, and that might be generous.
Yeah.
They have the Bills with 13. They have Dallas with 13, and the Bengals with 13. Those are the 3.
Dallas with 13, huh?
Yeah, that's what they have.
I'd say more 11.
Okay, let's see what they say. Dallas Cowboys, 13. The Cowboys won 12 games despite the fact that Prescott missed 5 and the division was quite strong in 2022. They've added Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, and they could be pushed by the fact this feels like a make or break year. I'm oddly confident in a team that often disappoints.
Oddly confident, huh?
No. Yeah, it's the Bleacher Report writer.
Now, I got a question for you.
All right.
Did you find the college football win totals yet?
No.
Okay.
Are they out?
I would assume so. It's 3 weeks till the season starts. So I just
Yeah.
not 3 weeks. Not 3 weeks. Just over a month.
Let's see here. So, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if Wisconsin at 9.
Let's see. Projected. Oh, the Vegas Insider. Bet MGM. Let's see. I'll try and find something that's not a gambling site to get their take. I found Sports Illustrated. Well, they're from DraftKings. They have.
That's credible.
All right. Let's see what they got here for the Wisconsin. See if Wisconsin made it into there. So yeah. For Wisconsin, they have their projected win total is 9.
I called it.
What? You said 4.
I said 9.
How many games do they play?
12.
12? So you see them as 9-3.
Yes.
Okay.
They're gonna lose to Ohio State. They're gonna, I'm gonna make a prediction here, and this is total biasness. They're gonna lose to Ohio State. They're gonna lose to. I won't be surprised if they go to Pullman and lose. Because they lost last year at home.
That's Washington State for people who don't know who that is.
Yeah. So, but that's total biasness because I want my buddy to do well. So.
Okay.
I had a bad case of biasness. I got some ointment though. Cleared it all up.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Yeah. So yeah. But I'd say we'll discuss this later in the year, obviously. But I'd say they have a good year. I'd say 9 would be good for them. 9 would be good for the first year.
All right.
We discussed this in February or March. We'll have a lot of focus because it'll have happened already.
Yeah, well, it will.
we should talk about our predictions in.
That's when AJ typically gives his predictions after the season's over.
Yeah, man. I told you.
Then he says, "I called it. I called it."
Are you a gambling man?
No, I'm not. I'm not. And only because at Pfizer we weren't allowed to gamble on any sports.
Really?
Yep.
In any capacity that you work there, you could not do any sports gambling.
No, because you got you could do like other sports that weren't related to the NBA. You could do it for fun, but you couldn't throw astronomical amounts of money out there because
they were tough to enforce.
They were concerned that if you did, you would be, because when you're working on an NBA arena, you're under NBA rules. So so it's kind of like that. So everyone from on the court player to like parking attendant. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, bad.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to someone real quick.
Please.
I ran into Joey. You guys know Dick Phelan, right?
Yep.
I ran into Joey Phelan the other day at the golf outing.
Nice young man.
I used to work with Joey at Pfizer, and he still works there. So I wanted to give him a shout out on the show, and just I ran into him, and it was nice to talk to him. So
we love Joey and we love Dick.
Yeah, they're good.
I mean, that didn't sound great, but
I know what you meant.
We'll beep it later.
I knew what you meant, but yeah. Once Mel gets the numbers on the golf outing, please let me know, because I wasn't able to stay for dinner, so I wasn't able to stay for the auction.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cool.
Good.
Awesome.
Well, we know that your agent didn't cheat quite well enough, because although they got 10 under, it wasn't good enough to win.
What wasn't the winner? Wasn't the winner? I got a text message from my fantasy group yesterday. It said AJ led us to a finish of 10 under. I was like, I led you guys. Yeah, I led you guys by sitting in the beer tent. That's what
you know who won? Judge Smales and Dr. Beeper.
Oh, really?
Anyway, we'll let you get on with your day, sir.
All right, guys.
We will see you right here tomorrow.
Did you say you work again tonight, AJ?
Yes, sir.
All right. People want to talk to catch a glimpse of the famous AJ Bokine.
There you
See him out at Concordia. Is it Concordia State? What's it called again now?
Moonlight Grand Field at Concordia.
Oh, I got to work on that.
Yeah, I fail every time I try.
Yeah.
Every time I try, I screw it up. So I don't even bother trying. Say, head on out to I-43 and Port Road, kind of there, you know.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful setting right on Lake Michigan.
It's gorgeous.
It's on Concordia. Yeah, it's just hard to.
They run it well. So yeah, it's
very nice. All right. Go sling some brownie pot smoker. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, Bokine, man about town.
Man about town.
And we have him here on this show.
He is here on the show. He's wonderful.
Thing.
It's almost time for the Queen of Diamonds.
Oh my gosh, the Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs.
She's like gentlemen's clubs.
You got a full house. When you got Patti on your side, you got a royal flush. Wait, that sounded terrible. Let's bring her in to defend herself. Patti Gallun-Hansen.
There she is on her throne, the Queen of Diamonds.
Either enlarge or assassinate your character more. Step in.
Does that Queen of that flush come with a Johnny Jumper? Or what?
Oh, kaboom! Oppenheimer starts tomorrow.
Johnny Jolter.
Johnny Jumper, that was it.
They should have done like a Johnny Jolter Oppenheimer edition to tie in with the movie. Because sometimes you need that extra push.
Well, Patti, did you say? I know you religiously watch, but yesterday we were talking about sour candy and that Royal Flush candy. Have you ever seen that before?
I have not, but I was listening and I thought, I love sweet tarts. Oh my god!
Oh, those are good. Yeah. I like a good fistful of chalk.
Yeah. So
there's something about that chalkiness that I love it.
Sweet tarts, and what was that stuff that was powdery and you sucked with straws, and it was tasted just like
Pixie sticks.
Pixie
sticks. Yeah. It didn't start cocaine until I was in the teens.
Okay, good. Well, what's nice is you can actually you can eat the sugar and then
same straw.
Use the same the beautiful thing. None of this rolled up dollar bill crap for Henke.
Why is Jack taking all the pixie dust up his nose?
Oh, boys berry.
That would make your nose bleed. Screw the cocaine nosebleeds. That would do it.
Imagine that would be a really good idea. That would just slice and dice like Benihana up your nose. Bad idea.
You always bring out the best in us.
Do you remember? I don't even know if I told you, but do you remember a couple of weeks ago, or almost a month ago now? I was eating my favorite dinner, cottage cheese, but this time I put on it something like a corn chowder salsa.
Oh, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah.
And I got
I'm gonna pass out.
Jack's hitting the floor. Blackie, lick his face. Wake him up. We got a show to do.
And I got a clogged salivatory gland, and I had this great big bulge on the side of my face.
I didn't know that part.
Oh my God, it was
God.
Like,
I'm glad you're explaining it. I didn't want to say anything.
So what do you do about that?
So Michael, Mr. Wonderful, said, "Well, I'm sure it's a clogged salivary." I can never say the word.
Salivary.
So he took me over to a friend of his who's oral surgeon.
Oh, geez.
And he confirmed it, said, yeah, that's what it is. Now, here's what you have to do. I said, okay, what? He goes, well, I'm going to give you these antibiotics just to make sure it doesn't get infected.
No infection.
He said, but I want you to eat a lot of candy that's sour. And I'm like, score!
Wow! I want a clogged salivatory gland.
Yeah. So I had to eat all this stuff that made a lot of saliva because he said that
sure.
it would help push out the thing.
Wow.
When was that basically it? That's all the treatment you needed?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
A couple of days later, it was fine, but it was like every time I ate something, the whole side of my face just it was really weird.
It's a good thing you got friends in the business, because I have a feeling if you went to some of the dentists, you'd be like, okay, so we're gonna do 3 surgeries. We're gonna remove your entire lower jaw, then put it back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I'm glad that you had that Sweet Tart saved the day. That's amazing.
Well, He's retired now, so I don't.
How often would a dentist tell you, here's take 15 sweet tarts and call me in the morning?
Mr. Wonderful just retired from the dentistry.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So what? How's that going for you guys around the house?
A lot of togetherness.
I'm not retired.
True. That's true. That is true.
I still come to work every day. Although
a little longer lately. No. your hours. I noticed the hours have expanded.
I want him to stay Mr. Wonderful, so we keep that distance, you know.
As I always say with marriages, and I have some perspective, togetherness is critically important, and apartness is remarkably important too. So that's how it works.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, you guys, so I think I guess I have to thank you in sort of a kind of a way, but
that's how everyone thanks us in a kind of strange sort of way.
The last couple weeks have been pretty tough weeks, and I had a major meltdown was last week, I think, and had led to the biggest Patti pity party ever. And
I wasn't invited.
Yeah, well, it was all started by you guys.
Oh, great.
And Dr. Ben saying, talking about that heart scan or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I go to my doctor and I said, because I hear, first of all, I'd never heard of this before. I hear it on your guys' show. So I'm having lunch with a friend of mine, and she starts telling me how her husband had it done. And it saved his life because the widowmaker vein was, all clogged up. And, have you ever heard of this, Patti? I said, no, I have never heard of this. But you are now the second person in 1 week who have said this to me. And I thought, maybe this is a sign. Somebody's trying to tell me something. Maybe I need to get this checked out.
Oh, sure.
So I go to my doctor. My doctor's like, well, I never really thought about giving it to you because, every morning you go work out, you're kind of giving yourself a stress test. And he said, you haven't had any problems as far as, pain in your chest or whatever. And I'm like, no. And he goes, yeah, he says, so that's why I really didn't see a need to get it done. And I said, well, I really think I need to have it done because, I'd not ever heard of it. And then 2 people in 1 week, I need to have it done.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I go get it done. An hour after it's done, it's already sent to my chart. That the thing they call my chart.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So I open it up, and I'm sure the doctor hadn't even gotten the results yet. I opened it up, I look at it. They have absolutely nothing to compare anything with, but they say your score is 243. And I'm thinking,
is that good or bad?
Yeah, but I was thinking that too, but I'm thinking that doesn't sound good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, I made the fatal mistake. I go to the internet.
No, don't do that. No. The WebMD is more dangerous than YouTube.
Yeah, to find out what.
Watch an old episode of Marcus Welby. I'm sure he had some parallel case on that.
Watch Chips.
I find out that the score they said on the internet was, if you score 300, it's severe, and you're gonna have open heart surgery and all this. So I have myself on a gurney in a hospital with my chest open, dying, and because I'm at 243, that's almost 300. Oh my God, I'm almost dead. And Michael's like, Patti, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Oh, it's easy for you to say because it's not your score. And,
yeah, you're 241.
Well, and then after that, I've had problems with my feet for forever since I was a kid. And I find out I have to have surgery on my feet again. And it was the most painful surgery I'd ever had.
Yeah.
And then the next day I went to get my hearing checked, and I have to have a hearing aid.
Oh, sure.
So it's like,
What's that?
Bam. I am falling apart.
Well, these vehicles that we are given, once we leave the lot, the odometer keeps on going, but I will say, And you kind of left us hanging there. So what about that 243? What? You can't just. I mean, that we need Act 3 here of this play.
Finally, my doctor gets the results and then calls me and said, I said, I told him this is what I found on the internet, and he goes, no. He said, they take in a whole lot of different things, and this is just, he said the good and bad news is this. The good news is you're not at the very high end. The bad news is you're not on the very low end.
Sure.
So he said, it's just something that we'll watch. He said, but what was really weird about it was before my doctor even called me, I got a call from the hospital saying, hi, we're calling because Dr. Bivens has said he would like for you to go see a cardiologist. And I'm like, what? This is the first I hear of this.
So kids, the moral of the story here, the ultimate bottom line is stay the hell off the internet, for God's sakes. There's no good. Now, granted, this show is on the internet, so come here. But when it comes to, I have a couple physicians in my family, and they say the biggest problem they have right now is people who go on the internet and do their own independent research.
Right. Yep. And that is
I spend so much money and so many classroom hours, and then you're over there just typing away.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
But it was just one thing after another. And frankly, it was just too much for me to handle. I just all at once. I mean, it would have been one thing if it was spread out a little bit, but like within a matter of 3-4 days, I got all 3-4 of these things handed to me. And it was just like, oh my God, I lost all this weight. I kept it off. I've been eating well. I quit smoking. I did all the things I'm supposed to do. And now you're telling me I'm dying? No, this is not right.
Well, the one thing we all share, of course, is that we are all actually dying.
Yes.
But it's just the expediency with which we are doing it. So we want to tap the brakes whenever possible. So I think you're doing fine. I've seen your workout regimen and what you do and the type. I mean, I think you're going to probably outlive everybody in this room.
From
Sorry,
your
Jack.
I'm not in the room.
It's your room.
But the one thing that I heard in the last 2 weeks that just really ticks me off, and if I ever hear it again, I'll probably just go postal.
Jack, say it, whatever it is.
I won't have to. She's about to say it herself.
We need it on this show.
I'm so sick and tired of people saying, well, you are getting older.
Oh,
you.
I would not say that. We call you the Queen of Clubs. We call you the Queen of
Diamonds.
Hearts. Queen of Diamonds. We would never say, because you are ageless, Patti.
Well, but see, here's the thing. When guys get older, they get better looking. When women get character, they look better. When women get old, they're just old. And for the most part, that's how society views older men and older women for the most part.
Not no more.
You know what they can do. You know what they can do. They can always get some jewelry to offset that. So, Patti, what you got for us this week?
Well, okay. So, the birthstone for this month. What, Jack?
Nothing. So, Bulldog goes, so what do you have for us this week? Moving right along.
I was fishing.
We get past your health crises. Oh, yeah, society sucks. But what do you have for us this week, Ben?
I
have a black belt in Segway.
and to top it all off, a friend of mine from Canada made me promise or make a pact that every day, I think I told you this, every day before I go to bed, I have to write 3 things I'm thankful for. It's been pretty tough lately, but I've done it. So
you have.
Anyway, so Ruby is the birthstone for the month of July, as you guys probably well know. I'm sure that's like right up there.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows that. But I don't know if you knew this. Ruby and Sapphire are from the same family of corundum. And corundum comes in every color of the rainbow except red, because when it's red, it's ruby. When it's any other color, then it's sapphire. Now, what people don't really understand is that, of course, unlike diamonds, color has a tremendous amount, is the predominant thing that's important with colored stones, because you don't want a sapphire that's so blue that it looks black. because then what's the point of having a blue sapphire?
Mhm.
And as far as rubies are concerned, you don't want a ruby so dark red that it looks really inky, because
A black sapphire is like metal.
right. Yeah.
I mean,
I corundum. That's just,
So, but I don't know if people are aware of this. Most of all of the sapphires and rubies that are on the market, sold in jewelry, are treated in some way. And
what does that mean? What do you mean?
Well, what that means is, and people freak out about all this because they think, oh my God, I'm getting ripped off. But no, you're not. What it means is that a lot of time, well, the majority of the time, the jewelry, the sapphires, the rubies that get out onto the market for jewelry have been heat treated. And that's the most primarily treatment that happens with sapphires and rubies.
For what?
Okay.
So what that does is it enhances the color, and sometimes it cuts down on the imperfections, the internal imperfections, and enhances that color. The thing about it is that the heat treatment does not use chemicals, and so it replicates what Mother Nature does.
I was just gonna say, you were talking about like diamonds made in the lab. This sounds like rubies and sapphires, while obviously pure, coming from corundum, are still kind of made in the lab a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, well, sapphires and rubies have been being synthesized, in other words, made in the laboratory, since the mid 1800s. But this is what they do to natural sapphires.
Yeah.
So they take a natural sapphire and ruby and they'll heat treat it. They'll just extend the process of what Mother Nature has done.
Sure.
It seems to me, rubies, I mean, you talk about diamonds, I see people with diamond jewelry all the time. When I hear ruby, I think of like some old show where the genie had like rubies, and so like rubies. I mean, are rubies, are they in? I mean, what are they trending in? Tell us what. I mean, do people look for rubies these days? Tell us what's going on.
Sure. A lot of times, because sapphire and rubies are corundum, and corundum is number 9 on the Mohs scale of hardness. They are many times used as an alternative to diamonds and engagement rings because they're durable enough to withstand everyday wear.
What's the scale of hardness?
Mohs scale of hardness, not like Curly and.
I was gonna say, I want the Curly and Larry scale.
I knew that's where you were going with that.
You never heard that one.
Yeah, right. I didn't see that one coming in.
Bulldogs on the schmoes hardness scale.
I dusted that one off this morning. It had some cobwebs on it.
So a lot of times people will use it as an alternative to a diamond for an engagement ring. Or what they'll do is they'll maybe have a diamond in an engagement ring and then have these wedding band like rubies or sapphires. Rubies and emeralds can many times be way more expensive than diamonds if they're fine. And people, I don't know if they realize that or not, but there are several other different processes that people will treat the colored stones with. And it's such a big argument I don't know if I should say argument or a tug of war within the jewelry industry, saying you have to reveal all these things to the customer, which is true. You need to let the customer know that this stone has been treated. And if you can tell how it's been treated, to tell them how it's been treated so they can purchase something with knowledge of what they're doing.
But how can you tell them? You just said something interesting, Patty. You say a lot of interesting things, but that right there, if you can tell how it's been treated, so a jeweler can't tell how a ruby's been treated, you just assume that it's been treated. Is that right?
Well, here's the thing. I would say the majority of stones that are on the market today, sapphires, rubies, emeralds, even amethyst, even topaz, opal, most of them have been treated in some way or another to enhance their beauty. So that begs the question, is a stone that hasn't been treated more valuable than a stone that has been?
Right.
And that kind of depends, because it depends on how it's been treated. So for example, if a stone has been heat treated, and what it's doing is it's actually just extending what Mother Nature does, you can tell if the stone's been heat treated, but you don't know if it's been heat treated by Mother Nature or by man. So it's permanent. It's not gonna over the years. It's not gonna fade or wear off. I mean, there are treatments, however, that are not permanent, and those I believe people need to be aware of. I think people, when they're going out to buy jewelry, just need to know that most of your stones are in fact treated in some way to enhance the beauty.
Does the treating prolong the life of the beauty too, Patty, or no?
Again, it depends on how it's been treated.
Okay.
If it's been a heat treatment, like for sapphires and emerald, sapphires and rubies, it's permanent.
I'm actually having a heat treatment later today. I scheduled one.
Okay.
So, yes,
Not a tanning salon.
Oh, all right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that's all bad.
Sunscreen.
Yeah,
But yeah, no. So you just kind of need to assume that most stones are treated. Now, what they're doing with some rubies is they're enhancing them with, I can never pronounce the name of this chemical either, beryllium or something like that.
Yeah.
And what that does is it's kind of interesting, because what that does is what they can do is, if they take a stone and they heat treat it to improve the color of it. Like if they take a colorless sapphire or a colorless piece of corundum and they heat treat it, hoping to get a ruby, and it doesn't take, then what they do is they take this beryllium treatment and hoping that it'll make this really nice colored ruby. The problem with it is it's only a couple of layers deep. Inside, it is still colorless. So and that of course needs to be talked about, because should you chip the stone, you're going to see the colorless stone underneath the treatment. Does that make sense?
Not only does it make sense, but I know the atomic number is 4. The symbol is Be. The electron configuration, well, we won't get into that. And it's, atomic weight is 9.012183. There you go.
My takeaway from that was, it sounds like a really good put down. You say, "You colorless piece of corundum. You are nothing more than a colorless piece of corundum."
I want everyone in the sound of our voice to use that today somewhere in conversation.
Those are fighting words.
Yes.
You green piece of corundum, because corundum comes in every color. So there's green, there's pink, there's yellow, there's orange. It's just not red. Red is ruby.
Well, Patty one-upped us. She's gonna, her insults will sting.
Yes.
And this is something, you know what, that brings up something else, Jack, is colorless corundum. What happens now is some people are instead of wanting a diamond, they're putting a colorless corundum instead of a diamond into an engagement ring.
Why?
Now, it's durable, way less money.
I knew exactly why the minute Patty brought it up.
even less money than a laboratory grown diamond.
There we go.
So
Cool.
yeah, so so that's a lot of times what sometimes people will do as well.
I look forward to getting down on one knee and offering my bride to be a nice corundum.
Do you have one in the wings?
I do not. I have cats.
God damn it.
I know. I feel the same way.
I'm going to have to put my Patty matchmaking hat on.
Yenta from Fiddler on the Roof.
I thought
Find me a find. Catch me.
I thought it was. Did you ever see the Second City TV take off on what was Barbara Streisand's
Yentl?
They had Andrea.
Yes.
What's her name?
Andrea Martin.
Andrea Martin. She's like, well, it was mental.
I think I was like Schmental or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
So, but Patty, in all seriousness, you bring up and it all comes back to every week that you come up with a jewelry story or jewelry tips. It all comes back to trust. You need to have a jeweler that you trust, because otherwise you would never know any of this stuff at all, ever.
No.
Well, this is institutional knowledge. You've done this for so long, and so that really is interesting, because it's kind of like I think a day 4 jeweler as opposed to a day 400 jeweler. You're going to want to maybe lean towards the day 400 one, right?
Not necessarily.
Let's take a pin to that theory, shall we?
I know some 10,000 day jewelers that I wouldn't trust as much as whatever. Like,
Well, that's too many. See that it's a fine line. Where's the sweet spot? That's where we want it.
here's what I always tell somebody when they come to me looking at an engagement ring or a wedding set. I'll say, you know what? Go to 6 different jewelers. Ask the same questions of all 6 jewelers.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, by the time you get done asking with the last jeweler, you're going to know who's telling you stories and trying to sell you, and who's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
And you know, the truth isn't always pretty. I mean, and that's the truth.
Right.
So, you know, and just because somebody works at a jewelry store does not mean they know jewelry. It means they know how to sell jewelry.
Used to get that in the car business quite a bit. I'd get someone who would grab my arm and give me a shake and say, "I was down at Brager."
Right.
And they gave me this price. And I'm like, yes, but, and they'd say, "I'm never coming here again." The ones who said, "I'm never coming here again," the next morning would pop in and say, "Hey, let's take delivery on that car."
Why would you go all the way back somewhere to tell them you're not coming back there again? That doesn't make
It
any
happens
sense.
all the time. Oh God, that's a tactic. I mean, because they come in with the boxing gloves on, and of course, much like Patti and her health stuff, they've been on the internet and know everything because they.
Listen,
Does it include clear coat?
I'm going to tell you guys, everybody who's listening, you need to go get this heart scan, whether it's going to scare the living crap out of you or not, because Dr. Ben was right. And you guys were awesome for putting this on your show and raising awareness about it, because I had never heard of it. And like I said, my girlfriend's husband's life was saved by it.
Yeah.
So, and it's such a simple test. You lay there and the machine goes over you and you're done. So do it. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Well, we want to, I mean, it's bad for ratings if our audience is not with us anymore. So we want everyone to go get this test.
Yeah.
Selfishly, we want our audience to remain on the planet Earth.
Just don't go down that rabbit hole that I went.
Yeah, and then when you're done with the test, don't look at the results. Let your doctor look at the results, and maybe not use your cell phone or laptop for a few days. You know?
If you go down a rabbit hole and you get deeper and deeper, and you run into Patti, turn around and get the hell out of there. She's finding out the dark secrets.
Here's another thing, you guys. You can totally feel sorry for Mr. Wonderful. You have any idea of what this poor man went through during this whole period?
He said, "So this is retirement, huh?"
Of all the weeks you could have picked to get this heart thing, you had to pick when I'm home.
Right.
Oh, I wish I was doing a root canal right now.
You could have done it last week.
I miss being covered in spit.
Yeah. Well, he earned his title that week. Let me
My
tell you.
goodness. A great man indeed. And to sign off today, we kept calling you, Patti, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of whatever, Queen of the Universe. Here we have Zsa Zsa Gabor, Queen of Outer Space. Say goodbye, everybody. We're back tomorrow. Here we go. Let's rock out.
Is that going to be studied at your group tonight?
I hope so.
Hey, tonight there's 2 literary things going on. You got your geek squad at whatchamacallit, the library, but isn't tonight the night Carla Cullen does her thing at
she's been there all week. I don't know if she's still there.
I thought I saw a thing on the 19th.
She has her class. Yes, tonight is her she's actually doing an actual organized class. Yeah, so that is true. So I'm competing.
No, you aren't. It's a completely different.
I think I know who's going to win.
Completely different target audience.
Well, yes and no. There's still people who are like, I'm going to write the next Dune. But that's fine. But anyway, Patti, thank you so much for being our queen,
and for going in for the test, and for being just the Patti Point of the universe for us.
Absolutely.
Today is Patti Point of Palooza. It's a Wednesday.
There you go. Wow. You can say that, you get $100. All right. Take care, everybody.